Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on dailyadbriefs.com. I'm Howard Wolpoff, your host. Here's where we talk about marketing experts, and those that really are getting a great message out there. And today we're talking with John Moussan of Great White Media. And John, welcome to the conversation.
Howard, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about email marketing, which really is your forte, and the companies that are doing it well, the companies that are not doing well, and the companies that aren't doing it at all. What should companies be doing when it comes to email marketing?
Yeah, this is a perfect question, Howard, because a lot of the people that we chat with, a lot of business owners that we chat with, sometimes have no idea how much money they're leaving on the table because they're not doing email marketing. So if you're not doing email marketing, that's the first thing you want to look at why you're not doing it, because you're leaving, if you do it right, you're leaving about 20 to 30% of revenue on the table there. They could just, stick your hand out and grab. And so for the companies that are doing it, and if you're not at that level, that's where you want to be. And for the companies that are doing it great, well, congratulations.
And yeah, there are some people who deserve congratulations because of the amount of revenue they're generating from it. So let me pose this question to you. What is more important? Is it the list, or is it the copy, or is it the subject line of the email?
Yeah, this is such another great question, because this is typically some of the questions that people that are looking, or business owners that are looking to implement email marketing, they ask, okay, what is the most important? So first of all, you have to have traffic to your website, to your online store. If you don't have traffic, then no matter how good your email marketing is, it's just not going to generate any revenue. So that's the first part. Now that leads you into a catch-22 situation. Do you drive traffic first, or do you build your email first? And so it's really up to the company. But of course, if you have email set up, then every dollar you spend on advertising to get somebody to your website, you're going to just leverage that. So that's the step number one. Step number two, of course, you want to build your list, because the bigger your list, the higher your ROI. But strategy is the most important thing. It's not the copy, not the design. We've had clients who have excellent designs on emails, all the bells and the whistles, great copy, but they were only generating less than 5% of their revenue. And that's leaving a lot of money on the table. So that's what's really important. We see a lot of companies come to us where sometimes they have their own internal teams of doing copy and design, but they lack the strategy, and that's really is some of the biggest thing that I see missing in the marketplace, is developing the strategy for email marketing.
And having the right strategy is really important, because even with the email, you may have the right words in a subject line, but you may have them in the different order than actually resonates with an audience, and really having the right person to measure that for you is very important. Now, there have been a lot of evolution in email marketing, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more as time goes on. What do you see as the changes happening with email marketing over the next couple of years, and what are you planning with your clients because of that?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we're seeing right now is the changes done by iOS updates and different privacy policies that are being constantly updated. And it's a little bit difficult to know and plan exactly what's going to happen. So we have to be a little bit dynamic and keep on top of the changes so that we can advise our clients best. So with some of the recent changes, it can impact different businesses differently based on, for example, how many people on their list that are using iOS devices. And it goes into a little bit more depth in there about, I'll skip the technicalities for now, but it can be a little bit challenging. And that's also when we noticed a little bit of uptake or inquiries when businesses are saying, hey, what do we need to do? How does that impact our list? So one of the biggest things is understanding how many users you have on your list that are using the iOS update. And one of the biggest changes that we're seeing right now is on the open rates. And so what that means is, because you mentioned subject lines a few times, subject lines are extremely important because that determines the open rates on the emails. And one of the things that we're going to be seeing as of now is that there are going to be inflated open rates on iOS users. And so it's going to make it very challenging to do the engaged segment segmentations for the engaged campaigns, sending out engaged campaigns, but also is going to make it difficult for A/B testing. So that's one of the biggest changes that we're seeing happening right now, and it's going to continue over the next year or two. We don't know what other companies are going to be doing in terms of how that's going to impact how they view email, like Apple, when it comes to privacy policies.
Well, the key from what you're saying is you really have to be on top of things, whether it's iOS updates, whether it's how your writing is reacting with your audience, making sure your list is active and responsive, and really getting the right guidance throughout the entire process from the right type of person and agency. So we really thank you for sharing all this with us. Really important for companies to understand this, and really thank you for joining the conversation today.
Howard, I appreciate you tremendously for having me on your show, and I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. So this has been great, and I'm very happy that I'll be able to share some things with you.
Well, thank you very much as well. And thank you for joining us today, because this really is an important topic. If your company is not doing email marketing, or if you're doing it the wrong way, you need to address that immediately. We have more information about the conversation with John on dailyadbrief.com. But go out and have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.